All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our Valentine's paint night tonight. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Claire. Everyone else, hello again. So I'm not sure if everybody knows what we're painting today, so I'm going to share my screen quickly. Also, just a reminder, if I'm going too fast, please let me know. If you need to repeat a step, I will do that. If you have any questions, feel free to just yell them out or type them into the chat. I'll keep an eye on that as well. But yeah, if you have any feedback going faster, slower, if you need help, just let me know and I will do my best. All right, so I'm going to share my screen here and show you what we're going to be painting today. Oh, can I have access?
Yeah, I'm going to make you a co-host right now.
All right.
Should be good.
Okay. So this is what we're painting today. It's a little cute little birds on a little branch. We're going to be starting with the background. So just a reminder, don't use too much paint because we do want to draw the branch and the birds afterwards. And if your canvas is too thick with paint, we will not be able to do that. Yeah, all right. So we were going to be starting with our red and our white. Actually, we're going to be starting with our white first. Just make sure all of your paints are open. Sometimes they have a plastic seal on them. So we will be starting with our white paint on our canvas. And we will end up doing 4 different colors for our background. So however big you want your first heart to be, kind of size it out. I'm probably going to make mine about this big. And then 4 more colors on top. But remember, our edges will be the darkest. So we're going to start with our white. If you have a palette or if you have somewhere to put your paint, we're just going to use our white for now. Not too much, but we're just going to put a little white heart in the center of our canvas. I will show you mine, but it might be a little bit hard to see just because it is white on white. And you're going to start, so I guess we each have 2 brushes here. It doesn't matter which one you use. They're both pretty similar in size. I like this one better, I think. So you can use water with your paint if you would like to. Sometimes the brushes are a little bit gluey to begin, so you might want to stick your brush into some water first and clean that off a little bit. But then, also this is water-based paint, so if you do want to make your paint a little bit thinner, you can use some water as well. So my heart, I would like to put mine in the center. Also, you can put your heart a little bit off-centered if you'd like to. It's however you want your ending image to look.
I don't know what we're doing right now.
We're just, yeah, I'm going to show you mine once I do my little heart here. But you're just doing white paint on your white canvas. And you're doing a heart in the center. I don't know if you can see that. You can kind of see it a little bit.
Okay.
So my heart is about this big in the center of my canvas, and it is white, and it's not too thick with paint, but it's just a little white heart. Oh, you can kind of see it if I do it on an angle. It's kind of glistening there. There, if I put it like that. Because the further out we go, the darker our heart is going to get. We're going to do a little bit of a gradient today. Yeah, so we're starting with our white here. If I put it shining in the light, you can kind of see it. There we go. That's how big my heart is. Oh. There we go. You can kind of see it.
Need more paint.
And remember, we can always go back to the white as well. If we need to add some more to one layer or another, that's fine. And once I see a few thumbs up, I will move on.
Oh, so you want thumbs up. Okay. How do
Oh,
I
even
do
just like your actual thumb. That's fine too.
it? Okay, I'll
Oh, I
do
see
that
it.
because I'm.
I forgot you could do
I
the
gotta
little
figure out where the
buttons,
thumbs
but
up is.
yeah. You can
Okay.
just your thumb's fine.
Hmm.
All right, so I'm gonna try to show my page here while I do this. I saw a few thumbs up. If you need me to slow down, just let me know. But for basically, we want our ending color to be this pink. I'm not sure if everybody has the paint kits, but this is the darkest one we have. It is called Fuchsia Fun. So our last color will be this fuchsia color. So we want to create two colors that's in between our white and our fuchsia. So our second color, we're just going to add a little dot. So this is my white pile. I'm just going to add one little dot because this will make our white turn a lot. So one dot into my white here for my second color. And the more fuchsia you add, obviously the darker it's going to go. But because we're doing a gradient, we want it to be pretty subtle. So this is my color right now. I might add a little bit more pink. And around my heart here, you can't really see my white heart there, but that's okay. You'll see the white heart better once I do my other color. But around my white heart, I'm going to do this second pink. All right. So right now it's touching my white, which is fine. But I'm going to keep adding a little bit more because we're really only going to be doing 4 colors here. All right, so now I'm going to, basically we want to soften this line that's between the white and the second pink color. So to do that, I'm going to I'm just going to clean off my brush that has the pink, just on paper towel. I'm not going to use water or anything.
Oh.
But if I do this, it softens it a little bit, if you can kind of see that. Because my white and my pink are still wet, they will fade into each other very nicely. Can you guys see that? I think my lighting's good.
I'm sorry, which, that was just the pink, their pink paint.
Yes.
Okay.
So we created a pink with using a little bit of white. Or sorry, a little bit of the pink into our white. And then once I did my pink heart around, I dried off my brush from any wet paint that I had, any extra paint. I didn't clean off my brush. Maybe this will help. Oh, there we go. I didn't clean off my brush at all. I just kind of wiped all my extra paint off on some paper towel. And then I went back and kind of went into this color in the white line where it was a hard line. And it faded it a little bit to make your gradient. And also, if there is no gradient, you can always add more white to that center and fade out that line as well. So if I wanted to, I could clean off my brush and just get some plain white again and add that here to fade out. Remember, we don't want to use too much because we will be painting over top of this. This is just our background. Let me know if you can see it okay. I can always try to move my light a bit. It's blinding me, but that's okay. Looks a bit better.
Well,
I'm gonna try and keep up. I'm still taking the plastic off the paint.
Yeah, no worries. I can always re-explain the first step here too. Okay, I think that lighting's a bit better.
Nice to see you again, Claire.
Yeah, nice to see you.
Oh, I'm on
How are
video,
you doing?
but
You're
yeah. So are you still working with BIAWW?
No, not anymore. I'm doing art therapy now.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but I get invited back for some paint nights, which is fun.
Cool.
So if anybody needs me to keep this up or explain again, let me know.
So are we using the big brush?
So I've been using both. Either or is fine, but we're starting with a white heart in the center. We don't want to use too much paint because this is our background.
Got it.
So we started with a little white heart in the center. And then after we added a drop of our pink into the white paint to create this color here.
So you don't need the white after that? Sorry.
Pardon?
You don't need white after you've changed the white? You don't need it anymore?
No, so we'll just add that pink into our white.
Okay.
And then with that second color, so that light pink, you can go back in with your clean brush or your other brush and kind of fade the line in between those two colors so it looks like a gradient.
Thanks.
Yeah. There.
No, there's a paint bristle. No.
Yes,
there's another
there
one.
will be some paint bristles on your painting, but when it dries, they do come off.
Oh, what if you have pink? You have red there, right? What if you already have pink?
Oh, this is my pink. It's called a fuchsia. It's Fuchsia Fun, it's called.
Oh, it's the
I
same
just
one. Okay.
One drop of this into my
Yep.
white. And it created, well, this color. So how's everyone's gradients looking?
Can you check mine?
Oh, that looks great, Rebecca.
I don't know. I just keeps narrowing.
I wasn't really sure. Like the gradient thing kind of throws me off.
No, it looks great. And the more pink we add, the darker it's gonna get and the more it'll fade. And we can always go back and add more color or fade more. It looks great. It's the blending. Oh, they all
Okay,
look great.
thanks.
Andrea,
Thanks.
and David, they look beautiful. Dana's too. I like that yours is off the side a little bit. Beautiful. I like it, Michael and Donna. They look great. All right, so everyone guessed it. Our next step, we're going to basically repeat what we just did and add one more drop of our pink. And I'm gonna use that same pile that I had before, just one drop to make it a bit darker. And if you want it a bit darker than that, you can add 2 drops, but I would start small because white changes very quickly. I'm gonna add 2. All right. Slightly darker here. More paint here. See how it's slightly darker? And basically we're just going to keep repeating this step until we get to the very edge of our canvas.
Oh dear. Mine didn't get very dark.
Add as much pink as you need to make it a bit darker.
Add a little bit more. I
This
think I
is
didn't
such
go
good
big
therapy.
enough
Oh my
first.
gosh. This is really common, the fact that I took off the baby gate on our stairs and our 2.5-year-old is running around, and I hope I don't hear a kerplunk, kerplunk, kerplunk.
Oh no.
This is really calming me down.
Oh, I'm glad.
Yep, next step in life.
All right, now I'm kind of going back over that line so it looks a bit faded. And now my heart's kind of fading into itself. Just slowly getting darker.
What did you just do?
So after I did this second pink color here, this darker pink,
Mm-hmm.
I kind of went over that line where you could see the light to dark color
Right.
and faded it into it so that it's not like a harsh line anymore. I don't know.
But do we have to wash out the?
Oh my goodness, you make it look so easy.
Right. I'm struggling with the mixture here.
So if it's not fading properly, you can always go back and add a little bit more white to that middle color as well. See, I made a little mistake. There's a little bit of pink in my heart. The good thing about acrylic is while it's still wet, you can wipe it off. So if I have some sort of towel here, I can just wipe that off there. And now it's good to go.
Oh, wow.
The nice thing about acrylic paint is also, because it's water-based, but it's also plastic, no matter what, once it's dry, the other color will always go right on top. So if there's a dark pink in the center and you don't get it off while it's wet, if you put some white over top, it'll get clean again.
And the bottom of your heart isn't sharp, is it?
No, it's not a perfect point.
So if your paint's dripping, mine's dripping a bit at the end.
If it is a perfect point, that's okay. Mine's kind of soft just because I was flowing with it. But if you want it to be a perfect heart, pointed at the bottom, that's perfectly fine. And I mean, this part's pointed, so.
But artistically, how do you stop that point from
Dripping?
from moving?
Are you using a lot of water with your paint?
No,
Oh, okay. Are you using a lot of paint?
no, just the amount that we talked about, really.
Right. If it's dripping, I would say try to use a little bit less paint. You can also grab your clean or dry brush and kind of take off some paint and just kind of use that paint towards the edges as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I noticed the white was a little watery too, but I also didn't shake it. So it might just be because I didn't shake it.
Yeah, the white was a little bit watery to begin with. So
I didn't
that
shake
could be it.
either. Wonder if I can pull a Bob Ross here. Huh.
Sure, bigger. There's a way to make her bigger.
Claire, have you seen the movie about Bob Ross?
I haven't seen the movie, but I've seen some Bob Ross videos.
There's
He always
a
says
movie.
there's no such thing as a mistake.
The movie about his
happy ones.
house.
What did you say, David?
I said the movie is about Bob Ross's house,
Oh, okay.
which they've turned into a museum on his behalf.
Interesting.
And the movie was on PBS one night.
I would like that movie. I like Bob Ross.
Yeah, so do I.
There's another movie. I think it's on Netflix, and it's regarding the truth about they're behind everything and all the glamour. And with those I think Ukrainian people, that pretty much still don't give any rights to his son. It's just a big mess up. There's actually a whole bunch of things that.
Yeah, she does have a bit of water on her.
I don't know how you get that blended so easily.
So I have a question. My different colors have edges. Yours don't. I put you on full screen. How did you do that?
So
I
basically,
know, right?
I went with my second color. I can show you a bit closer when we do our next color. But I went around and then I went back. Once I finished my line here, I went over with I kind of wiped all the paint off of my brush and went over that line between the two, and they just kind of blend together.
So you used a fatter brush?
No, I just used the same brush, but I just
And
cleaned
so
it off.
like when you did that, what did you put that in? Water?
Oh,
Oh.
yeah, I guess you can't see. No, I just have some paper towel here, and I wipe off the excess paint from the brush.
Oh,
So it's
okay.
kind of a cleaner brush.
And then I just do this?
And then you can go over top of the line.
Oh, up and down.
And it'll blend them.
Okay, okay. All right,
So I can show you that with our next step here.
Okay.
My paint's not quite as wet right now, so I might have to add a little bit to my edges here. So our next step, again, we're adding a little bit more pink into our color.
Okay.
Mine looks like a circle. It's like a heart.
That's okay, a circle's great too. Okay, so I'm just gonna add a little bit more paint to my edge here just so I can blend it. And I'll show you that step a little bit closer.
Are we enlarging the heart?
Yes, so you're going to add one more dot of our pink into that color, that same color, to make it a little darker again.
Yes, but I'm saying, are we going outside the heart or within
Yes.
the heart?
So with this
Okay.
darker color, we're gonna go outside one more time.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I can see how I can also maybe adjust now with that.
Claire, for this final color, are we going right to the edges of the canvas?
Yes, so if you, so right here, my color isn't quite as dark as the pink, so I might do one more step. But if you are just using your pink, you will go to the very edge.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
No problem.
Oh, boy. I guess I'm gonna have to make my own up.
Have you purposefully not painted that white?
Yeah.
No, I'm
Okay.
just trying to get close to it, but not quite touch it because it's still a little wet. And then that way, I'll show you, when they blend together, the two wet paints will mix nicely. So once I finish this edge here, all right, so that one step to make it nice and blended, I have a little bit of paint left on my brush here. So I'm actually gonna wipe that off onto my paper towel. Wipe it off. And now it's pretty clean. It's got a little bit of paint, but that's okay. And I'm just gonna go over that edge a few times and it should blend itself in nicely. So it's kind of blending in, and the more I do that, the more it'll blend. think you can kind of see that.
So don't wet it, but just dab it a little bit with
Yeah.
paint on it. Okay.
Because your paint will still be wet.
Dry it on the paper towel.
Just clean it off a little bit, just so it's not too dark when you're going back in. Can you kind of see that? That's blended a bit. And my final color will just be the straight pink all the way out to the edge. But I'll wait to do that last step. And my heart's not perfect along these edges here, just because I know I will be blending them anyways, so they will look nicer once they're done.
There's still another stroke after that.
One more color, yeah. Well, Rebecca, that looks great. There's no lines in yours. It's beautiful.
And we can watch this and try again, like on our own, right?
The canvas?
This paint
realize
itself.
Sorry, I didn't realize my mic was off.
Oh, David, that looks great too. Sorry, Rebecca, what were you saying?
Sorry, a quick question. My
Yeah.
apologies. I didn't realize my mic with like a slightly darker color because I was. Oops. Hold on, this is not going to work. Well, let me talk. If you can hopefully hear me with my video off. Does that work?
Yep.
Okay. Should I go one more slightly darker?
I probably
before
would.
the pink?
I would. Yeah,
Okay.
like I said, four
Okay.
steps at the beginning. Mine is already 4 steps and it's only here, so I'm going to do one more darker one. But
Okay.
yeah, you can add as many as you
Okay.
want to make your gradient. So I would probably add one more before I
Okay.
do your pink because yours is pretty light, but it looks great.
Okay. Thank you.
But that looks great. All right, so I'm gonna do my last color here, but please feel free to take your time. And if you need more time, let me know. But I'm just going to do mine. So then my, I don't know why I'm grabbing my white. I don't need my white anymore. But yeah, I'm going to finish my heart so I can let it dry. Because remember, this is our backgrounds and we will be doing the birds right on top.
We're doing the last color right now?
If you're on that step, then yes. If you are still working your way, then it's just basically the same step over and over and over until you get to the end color.
So what are you doing now, Claire?
Right now, I'm just adding this color.
Oh, we're doing the color. Okay. We're adding another color.
Yes,
Is
adding
that what
another
you're
color.
okay.
So mine, I'm gonna do straight to the edges.
All right. We're adding another color, not on top of the other color. We're adding it beside it, right?
Yeah, so mine is going to be basically right to the edge, so I'm already at my darkest color here.
Okay.
Whereas other people,
Gotcha.
like Rebecca's was a little bit lighter, so she's gonna do one more step and then do her darker color. So whatever step you're at, or however dark your heart is right now, feel free
Well,
to
mine didn't work
add
out
those
that
steps.
way.
Trying to take the palm tree off. Sorry. I don't know what's happening there. Got it. Claire, can you
Yes.
take a look? I've actually gone already to the last color.
Okay, yeah, then you can just extend
That's
that color
okay.
all the way out.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Because you're still gonna get that gradient effect. It's just going to be a little bit faster.
Am I seeing you fill in the whole thing?
Yep.
Oh, that's what we gotta do.
Oh,
Yep.
we're doing the whole thing.
So you
Okay.
fill it out into the very edges, and then I'm gonna go back and make that, like, go over that line again. So I'm already on my last color, so I'm just gonna paint the whole edges.
Mhm.
Because once you're on your last color, we can't really go darker than that.
Should we add water to the brush when we're the
I'm
background?
not adding water to mine. I'm just not making it too thick. Mine's just straight paint. But if you'd like to, you can always add some water. It'll thin your paint out a little bit, and it might even make it slightly lighter too. All right, so you can see I've done about half of it here. And then I'm going to go over that line again, and it just fades into itself very nicely because it's still, like, the edge of that paint is still slightly wet.
Can't seem to do that for some reason.
If you need to, you can always, if you're having troubles blending it, you can always go back into that, like into the lighter color and add a little bit so it's wet as well. If it's dried too much, you're not going to get too much of that effect.
Or did you dab? Going back to what you just said, that last stroke. Do you dab and kind of just blend it?
I
it's
just
still
go
wet.
over it with a clean-ish brush. Like, I wipe all the excess paint off my brush,
Mhm.
and then go over that line in between. And because the paints are still slightly wet, they'll blend.
Thanks. I know you probably repeated that a couple of times.
Oh, no worries.
But hey, it's a brain injury.
The gradient, the
That's what
blending,
makes it fun.
it's tricky to do. But I knew you guys could do it. That's why I picked this picture.
I think if you play around with it too much too, it starts to like make it white again. It starts to, you know what I mean? On the
Yeah,
outside.
it'll
It
blend
starts
too much,
drying
and then the whole thing will turn into one color. All right. And mine's kind of wet, but that's okay. So this is what mine will look like in the end.
Oh, wow, very nice.
Ish.
My goodness, that's very pretty.
Thank you. Remember, this is just our background. The focal point will be our birds. That's actually there. There you go.
Oh no, I'm going back to where it's dry. No, no. Oh man.
So I am going to clean off my brush now. And I'm going to just sit this here and let it dry. Because we want it to be pretty much almost fully dry before we paint on top of it, or else it'll blend a little bit. As you saw with the other colors, the paint will blend. But I mean, we're doing black on top, so it's not a huge deal. I'm cleaning both my brushes.
Is this a wine and paint? Can we, is this?
Feel free to have some wine if you have any.
Okay.
We can make it a wine sip night.
All right.
Feel free to share too. I did a wine and sip night once and somebody almost drank their paint water. So be careful.
Do you do like freehand painting, like nature and stuff?
Yeah, sometimes.
Oh, you would love where we have our cottage in Grand Bend. It's just wow, so much to take photographs nature-wise.
You paint stuff up there too?
No, I want to be a painter one day, but no, I'm just saying like it's just I'm in awe every time I'm in the woods out there, and there's so much that you could probably paint. But
Yeah.
one day I probably. Right now it's just photographs.
You can turn those photographs into paintings soon.
Absolutely, Photoshop, Adobe, Illustrator.
Paint night.
Got a lot of practicing to do. Okay, so 2 clean brushes.
Yes, so once you're done, you're gonna clean your brushes. I'm just kind of drying this off here. If you have a blow dryer, that works very well.
I have no hair. I can't use a blow dryer. Cool.
You're done. Once you're done going all the way to the edge of your canvas, you are done with your white and you are done with your pink. And all we have left is our black. This was the hardest part, the background.
Yeah, I don't think it got blended very well, but I'm leaving it. I'm a perfectionist and I'll probably be here all day.
My middle hearts are definitely
Brain
dry.
injury teaches us to not be perfectionists.
Here you go.
Well, otherwise it's difficult. I had to let that go.
Yep. Probably why I have like 50 goals and ambitions. Trying to perfect all the research first.
I'm just kind of flapping mine just to dry it a bit. but
Oh, that's good.
you don't have to do that.
Hey, humidifier remote. Yeah.
Oh, very nice.
How's everyone's looking?
Oh no, there's a stroke
Oh, they
still.
look great.
Yeah, you can still see that stroke. Oh, well.
Andrea, it's beautiful. Peter, yours looks nice too.
I can't go back and fix that. No, can I? It's like it's done for now, right? Pretty much.
Is it dry? Is it fully dry?
No, it's not fully dry.
Okay, then you could be able to if you want. And also, because it is acrylic, you can paint over top of it and it'll be fine. So if you wanted to go back, you can always remix that middle color as well and reblend it. But if you're happy with how it looks, remember it is our background and our birds will be going right over top. So if you're happy with it, you can always leave it.
Okie dokie, Smoky.
Mine has a little fingerprint in it, but that's okay.
All right, I put my email in the chat there. If everyone can send me their finished paintings, we'll make a collage of them once we're all finished.
Yeah, that'll look
That's
great.
cool. I just take a picture of it. Just gonna-
Yeah, you can just take a picture with like your phone or a camera and email it to program@biaww.com. So is everybody still painting or are we waiting for them to dry?
I'm still finishing with the paint. I need about a minute or so still.
Yeah, no worries. Take your time.
I went back in with paint. So yeah, I'm still
Still
also.
going.
Photoshop's a lot easier for gradients.
So I'm not going to move on quite yet, but our last step for our painting. Oh, let's see it, Michael. Oh, it looks great.
Nice.
Beautiful.
This one.
You've done this before. So our last step will be adding a tree branch and then some birds on it. So you can add your tree branch from either side. You can add it going across the entire thing, however you would like. I will try to paint mine on the screen the whole time so you can see how I'm doing mine. I'm going to put it, which side? I think I'm going to put it coming from this side and not quite going to the edge, but you can make it touch the edge if you would like to. However you want your tree branch to look. And we're going to put 2 little birds sitting on it. Yeah. So I'll wait another minute or 2 for this to dry a little bit more, and then I will start my branch.
Salute everybody. Good job. Oh my gosh, the Habs are already losing. Oh boy.
Claire, did you do the original of this painting?
No, I did not. I found it.
No?
I thought it was cute, so I thought I'd recreate it. Maybe for our next paint night, I'll design my own. That would be fun.
Good enough.
Do we like gradients for the next one?
Yeah, more practice the merrier. Never give up.
All right, so is everybody okay if I move on to the branch? Awesome.
Okay.
All right, so I'm just using my black. Make sure to shake it. Some people said their paint was a little bit wet. And I'm going to go in with my smaller brush. It's not too small, but it's small enough. And just using black. So, let's see. Sharon, it looks great. It's beautiful. All right. So I'm going to try to paint this upside down. We'll see how it goes. Let me know if you can't see. There we go. Maybe I'll put it like that. Is that okay? I think I'm going to start my branch here. And it's just basically a silhouette that we're painting. So I'm just kind of doing like a general shape of what my branch will look like. Is that shining too much? Is that better? There we go. And then I can go back and make it a little thicker in some spots, maybe add some twigs onto it. But however you want your branch shape to be. Mine's kind of in the middle. You can put it lower, higher, however you want it. Also, if you want to do a little bit of tree over here, you can. Maybe I'll add a little twig going off on this side. Artistic freedom for our branches here.
But we would need to wait till our paint was more dry, correct?
Yeah, you want it to be, I mean, it doesn't have to be fully dry, but you do want it to be pretty dry so it doesn't blend it. Mine's still a little wet. You can see it's shiny still, but not quite as wet as my black.
Okay.
But you don't want it to be very, very wet.
Hmm. That's hard.
And then now I'm just gonna go in and add some little twigs on there.
Oh.
So I think I'm gonna leave my branch like this. But feel free to add whatever you would like to yours. You can add some more if you'd like.
Yeah, I went for it and it started blending, so I think I gotta wait a little bit.
Yeah, no worries. You can wait.
Anyways, this here.
Claire, can you move it slightly? I wanted to see the other end of the, like I see the start of the, like so I can see the tips. Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Is everybody's dry enough to do the branches yet?
On mine's so. I'm still going for it. Is anybody else's still not dry?
Oh, Rebecca looks good. All right, I'll wait a few minutes and then we'll do the birds. And I think that's our last step. I have a little bit of a trick for these birds. And it's a Valentine's Day themed trick. All right, are you guys okay if I start to do a bird?
Yeah.
All right. So for my bird, I'm actually going to basically be doing a heart. And the tip of our heart, so like I guess the point of our heart, will be the tail of the bird. So I will show you here. So I'm gonna put my two birds here and here. So for my heart, I wanna put them off to the side just so you can see the beginning of my gradient, but also feel free to put them wherever you would like them, anywhere on your branch. You can even put them on the end. You can add more than two, whatever you would like to do. So I'm getting my small brush again, my black paint, and I'm gonna start with just the tip of my heart, which is his little tail. So basically this is the size of my bird here. See my little heart?
Okay.
Yes.
And it doesn't have to be a perfect heart because his head is actually going right on top. So there's my bird number one. Looks kind of small, but you can make it bigger if you'd like to. I'm probably gonna add a little bit more size to my bird here. And then I'll show you guys again.
Oh, that's gross.
There we go. Okay, so I added a little bit more size to him, but you can see he's still that heart shape with the circle right on top.
Oh, I see.
And then I'm gonna put another bird right beside him. They're gonna be cuddling on this branch. You can make your birds touch if you want to. You don't have to. I'm gonna put them close, but not quite touching.
You know, certain brushes help and don't help.
Pardon?
Do you notice like quality of brushes help at all?
Yeah, sometimes. These brushes are sometimes harder to use. Sometimes like smaller brushes, sometimes bigger brushes. It all really depends on what you're doing.
Okay.
So my birds are slightly different sizes, but that's okay. I'll show you them here. My two little birds sitting on a branch. And see, their shapes are very different, which is totally okay because when you see the painting as a whole, it looks like two birds on a branch. When you put it up close, it's little hearts with circles. That's my Valentine's Day trick today.
Easter egg. Yeah. How did you do the top part? You just did a little circle?
Yeah, so a little heart, and then basically if you're looking at my background here, this is the same shape of my bird, and I put a circle right up here.
My brush won't let me do a circle.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I know the brushes are a little bit thicker. I have the same brushes you guys do. I use this one. And I find if you use just a little bit of paint on the very end of it, you can kind of get like a little bit of a tip.
I actually had to fix it with the bottom of the brush.
Yes,
Like
that's a good tip too.
Yeah.
So instead of using this side,
because my bristles are a little uneven, so
Yeah.
I kept like getting the circle, but then it would get like fuzzy.
David, they look great. Your birds.
Yeah,
Yes,
and
that's
that's
also
the
a great trick. Rebecca just said, if you're having troubles with your bristles, use the end of your brush. It's a bit smaller, and if you just kind of dip the end of your brush in paint, the wood end, you can use that as well.
You can paint with the end of the brush.
Oh, Cheryl, it's cute. I love it. Yeah, just like, I'm not sure if anybody was there for our cherry blossoms, but we ended up using the end of our brush more than the top of our brush. Wow, they all look wonderful.
Claire,
Yeah.
my two pros.
Yes, they're crows. Michael, put it up a little higher. Oh, very nice.
My two crows.
I love it.
Linda and Michael.
I was gonna say, have you named them? Beautiful.
That's cute. Yeah.
And when you're done, clean off your brushes and you can reuse them.
Best part.
I love your tree. That looks awesome.
My birds are separate.
That's okay. Some
Oh,
people
man.
have birds on either side. Some people, mine are sitting together.
Yeah, I like
Wherever
how
you want to
you
put your
did
birds, you
yours.
can put them. You can even put more than two. Like if you want to put one here too, put them anywhere. You can even feel free to sign it so everyone knows who the artist was. I have some fingerprints on my painting now.
Definitely struggling with circles.
That's okay. You can use the end of your brush as
Oh,
well.
that's right. You guys did say that.
I look like vultures.
Oh no! Oh man, I just got black all over the pink.
This is more of a desert scene after aftermath.
Vultures. That's okay. They're still birds.
Turkey vultures at their finest.
Also, if you did get black on your pink, if once it dries, once you go over top of it with that pink again, it will cover it.
Yeah.
So just wait for it to fully dry and then go back on top of it. And because it is acrylic paint, it will cover it.
Oh, thank goodness. I did dab it with the paper towel, but it's okay. Still, I'll do that.
Oh, Rebecca, it looks great.
Bird.
Very cute. Black's beautiful. Oh, I love those.
My birds ended up being massive.
Good. They're cute.
So now you can sing.
They
I
look
love
like they're staring into the sunset.
Hi.
Yes, Donna.
I did three.
Good, Peter.
Just later.
Oh,
my
I
little
like
guys and
that.
Oh, that's so cute.
Oh, I like the baby one. Aw.
These are so good.
Wow, Ashley, is that yours? I love those. See, Ashley's twigs are heart-shaped. So beautiful.
Oh my goodness, that is
That's a good
awesome.
idea.
Good.
Oh, yours too.
Both of these
Beautiful.
are
Very,
awesome.
very cool.
Wow.
Everyone's an artist. They're all lovely.
My birds
Awesome.
have white hair mixed in with their black, just like me and my hubby. That's our gray hair.
That's great. Remember, everybody, to send these to Lex at program at BIAWW.
Or do we want to
Katie,
take a quick
beautiful.
snapshot? Oh, there's 3 pages. Never mind.
That's awesome.
They're all wonderful.
Is that John? Good job, John.
Yeah, everyone, make sure you send these, and then we can see them all together. It's like a little.
Oh, nice one,
Oh,
man.
they're all beautiful. Andrea, I love your gradient too.
These turned out awesome.
Yeah.
Well done.
Fun, fun, fun.
John, now you have an idea to do your another shed.
Well,
Oh,
at
yeah.
least for birds on the shed. Bird secret is out. So look out, birds 2022.
Birds
It's like a
2022.
bird
I love
house.
it.
Oh, go birds
birdhouse.
around the barn now. Woo!
We got a lot of blue jays.
We had a Cooper hawk yesterday.
Oh,
Beautiful bird, incredible.
I had 3 white swans still fly over. The white swans did go south. They stayed up here.
if you like swans,
Hamilton, we
you
just
should-
have a lot of pigeons.
we have a lot of swans in Stratford.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a hard place.
Claire, did you want me to stop the recording here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all.
Just
That's
what
the
we-
last of our steps there. So
Awesome.